Twilly-dilly-dee, 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 tweet, 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 tweet.
She talks to the people all night long, chatting and a-gabbing and a-singing her song. All the divas down on Rainbow Street love to hear Toni go tweet, tweet, tweet. Talking Toni.
Tweet, tweet,
Talk, talking Toni.
tweet, twilly-dee,
Oh, talking Toni really gonna talk tonight.
tweet, twilly-dee.
Hello, you're listening to Talking Toni on Rudy Radio, powered by Strong Island Entertainment. I'm your host, Toni Homeperm. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Well, today I have a very, very special guest. This is a person who has become very important in my life. He is one of my best and dearest friends. I just love him so much. Mr. Danny Schrafel.
Good evening. Thank you for having me, Ms. Homeperm.
Thank you for joining me. Yeah. And you knew me even before I was.
I think I
Toni
saw
Homeperm.
your first drag performance or public drag performance. Was it Long Island Gay Men's Chorus Drag Cabaret a couple years ago?
That was it.
As I recall, you sang Royals.
That was the birth of Toni Homeperm.
Yes,
you witnessed it. You were there.
I must tell you, it's been a lot of fun watching you just kind of go on this ride. I know, just really last year or so, you're really just diving into this, and it's been really a
that's for
hoot
sure.
to
Yes.
watch. I still don't know how you walk in heels. That's another story.
And as you know, I've forbidden you from doing drag.
Yes, and it's not
anytime you ask.
Yes, it's not. And just for the record, it's not because she thinks I would be an ugly woman. No, not at all. She is convinced that I would hurt myself and others
Absolutely.
by falling. Well, you see, I can't walk in cowboy boots. So put me in
much less stilettos.
Yeah, any heel of substance, I'm going to go flat on my face. So
yes. Well, Danny, I've enjoyed watching your journey. And currently, you are the communications director for the Nassau County Legislature's Minority Caucus.
that is correct. Yes,
That's a big title.
Oh God, I've been trying to figure out how to tighten it up a little bit because when you call
Don't. Bigger the title. It's like, hair. Bigger the hair, closer to God.
Yeah.
Bigger the title, closer to, I don't know.
No, bigger the pension.
401k, I don't know. But what exactly is, I don't think you've ever actually explained to me what the communications director does.
Sure. So I work for 8 members of the Nassau County Legislature. Mm-hmm. The Nassau County Legislature has 19 elected officials, and I work for 8 of them. I work for the 8 that caucus with the Democratic Party. Mm-hmm. So 7 actual registered Democrats and an 8th who is a no-party affiliation, but he caucuses with us, which means basically forms a voting block on most issues. Mm-hmm. So my job as communications director is I work with the legislators to kind of handle messaging and promote legislative initiatives they have, promote community events that are important to them, manage interactions with the press. So if you're working for a newspaper or a radio station, so let's say Strong Island Radio wants to interview one of my legislators, they would call me or my colleague,
Correct.
The press secretary, Holly Curtis, who is a big fan of the drag art form, by the way. Hi, Holly.
Yay! Yeah. Hello, Holly.
And she's very impressed with you when I showed her to you. But so they would call us and say, "Hi, I'm such and such from this news outlet. Mm-hmm. I would like to talk to legislator Smith," to just pull a name out of the air, about this issue. How can you make that happen? So basically, then I would coordinate interviews, do research, get them prepared to talk to the press, and just make sure, do some troubleshooting too. If if there's ever an issue with the story, somebody maybe didn't quite get something quite right, I get to play bad cop and advise them of the same, which is probably one of my least favorite parts of the job.
Someone has to do it. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. Correct?
Yeah, something like that. And it's a tremendous amount of fun because we, the folks I work for, they represent just a very diverse array of communities. I mean, we have districts on the North Shore, districts Center Island, just an array of different needs and different communities to serve, different issues at hand. It's just really great fun. It's very stimulating, and it's never the same type of work every day. It doesn't get dull. Let's just be
Well, that's always good. Now, the Nassau legislature, they are responsible for passing the laws that really affect the people that live in Nassau on a daily basis. Isn't
correct.
that right?
I would definitely agree with that, which is a good point to bring up because, as I would hope our listeners know, your listeners know, that we are on the precipice of a big election. For a lot of local, obviously it's not kind of the matinee stuff. We're not dealing with Congress and the Senate and the presidency, but we're dealing with local elections. You're dealing with your legislature races. All 19 of the members of the Nassau legislature and all 18 of the Suffolk legislators are up, as well as a couple of countywide positions. In many of your townships, like Oyster Bay, North Hempstead, Town of Hempstead, they have a number of important positions up. And I say it's important because I think people kind of get carried away. My experience, like, oh my gosh, the congressional election is so, it's like they're looking ahead to 2020. They're looking forward to the big 2020 election, which of course has major ramifications about our direction as a country. But it's a shame that more people don't participate in the local elections, I find, because these are the issues that are going to directly impact your quality of life day to day. These are the people who hire the people to oversee how your garbage is collected, how your roads are paved, what roads are paved, how your snow gets plowed in the wintertime. The most important issue I find people deal with is what is being built and where it's being built and how much is being built. So if you see in the paper often when there's an issue of like an outcry over, let's say, a development proposal in a downtown somewhere, they're not going to go to Congress. They're going to come to they're going to come to your local town board, to come to the legislature and say, we like this, we don't like this. And even more of a hyper-local level when school boards come up. I mean, people forget that the largest portion, I mean, maybe you'll remember when you see your tax bills, the largest portion of your the taxes you pay come out of your school, to go to the school district. That's even more local than that. So it really is, I think, essential. And the shame of it is that some of the lowest turnout for elections is for these town and county races. And, I mean, even on the issue specific to the LGBTQ community, there is interaction that towns and counties can have, as in programming that is offered at these levels. I mean, these towns and counties offer a lot of very helpful programming. It can help you with making sure you get all the tax deductions that you're entitled to, ensuring you can dispose of your like old paint correctly and safely. And they set a lot
recycling, so everything.
Yeah,
so
and they
really,
set a lot. And
the local legislature, that's really what controls your quality of life,
day-to-day quality of life.
Here on Long Island,
absolutely. I mean, the things that people probably grumble about the most.
My
garbage wasn't picked up.
The garbage, the snow not being plowed.
Yeah. Why do we still use plastic bags in Nassau County? I mean, that's been an issue we've worked on quite a bit, trying to get county legislation in place that would either the state ultimately acted on that. Now we're looking at paper bags. Like, how do you deal with reusable products that are kind of wasteful, like the styrofoam products? I mean, Nassau County passed. We're dealing with vaping. I mean, the scourge of vaping. There's a lot of legislation flying around about how to, and being proposed and being vetted and being considered and not being considered to deal with how we handle the vaping situation.
And now Election Day, that's going to be coming up next month, Tuesday, November 5th.
That is correct.
Is that a crazy time for you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's already this. Pretty much the tipping point is after Labor Day, and then just things get very hectic and very
like a roller coaster ride until you get to the 5th.
That's a fabulous way to describe it. Yeah, because it's like I always tell people, especially people who are involved in the political process, it's an emotional roller coaster. You're putting so much out there, and it's not always easy. I mean, it's like I always tell them, ride the wave. You don't want to get too high. You don't want to get too low. It's a continuum. You're going up and down, and just dealing with that. But it's also Election Day is November 5th, I think is another important thing to note. And it's also even less of an excuse to not vote, is that for the first time, New York State is allowing early voting.
Oh.
So that includes 2 weekends you can vote. I mean, from October the 26th, I'm looking down right now at a page from the League of Women Voters, and they're indicating that October 26th through November 3rd, which includes 2 weekends, if you, for whatever reason, cannot make it down or don't want to make it down Election Day, so you don't, I sympathize with you. I'm one of those people who is like trying to squeeze every last 5 minutes out before I get up and go in the shower and run to work.
Absolutely.
But you have an opportunity to cast your ballot as early as October the 26th. And I would definitely recommend that if you were interested in pursuing that, you visit your local Board of Elections website. It's very easily just like Google, for example, Nassau County Board of Elections. And they'll have information about where your early polling sites are, the hours. It's no excuse necessary if you just feel like voting early. It's not like you have to. If you were interested
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Oh, and
I don't know what happened there. My sound was off.
I am just glad that I don't sound like crap, so that's good. I generally don't like the sound of my own voice, so hearing that, sounds pretty good.
Neither do I. Well, that's actually a lie. I do enjoy the sound of my own voice.
And she's so modest, too.
I'm so modest, too.
But
let me ask you, why don't people vote? What's the biggest hurdle to getting people to vote in the local elections?
I think in politics, I mean, be blunt, I don't think the local issues are quite as sexy as, as you're dealing with perhaps broader policies at the congressional level. I don't think you have the, I just think there's a lot of just political fatigue in this country right now. I mean, let's be real. The last 3 years, and the last 3 years politically in this country have been absolutely exhausting.
Yes, I mean you can't. It's constantly on the television.
I mean, the presidential race has gone on for 2 years. It started 2 years before the actual election, and it's absolutely exhausting. And I think there's just kind of a level of fatigue, and people just saying, just kind of giving up in a way, saying it's like I can't take this anymore.
True.
It's like I'm kind of a pox on all your houses, and I just can't deal with it. It is emotionally exhausting. I mean, it's really one of the things that I've struggled with, and it's kind of you have to deal with it every day. Well,
now I do know one of the ways that you're able to get away from dealing with all that is bowling.
It is the only sport for which I have any talent whatsoever.
I give you big props because I'm not good at any sports. I mean, as a child, my father was always trying to get me to play something to try and make a man out of me. Well, we can see how well that worked. But you've been very involved in the bowling league, a Monday night foreplay.
Yes.
And how did you get involved in that?
Started in college. At that point, they were bowling at Syosset Lanes, and the one of the student life assistant directors, who was also a gay man, knew that I bowled and said, "Well, you should really go check out this league at Syosset." And as with most good things in my life, I take about a year and a half to actually follow it through. And just my college schedule hadn't worked out, production on the school newspaper, all that didn't really click too well. Finally, I made it a priority to go down there and check it out. I tried it over the summer, really liked it, took the next winter off, and then I think by January the next year joined it full time and haven't looked back. It's been really a great experience, and it also opened me up to opportunities to travel with the bowling league because they do various. We're part of something called the International Gay Bowling Organization. Yes, there is such a thing, and it started in Texas in 1980.
Wow.
First term, I think, was in Texas. One of my Igbo buddies on Facebook can correct me or verify that, but I'm pretty sure it's Texas or in 80, 81. And so the gay leagues and the Igbo-affiliated leagues, they kind of buddy up throughout the year and regionally will host weekend tournaments where you can just kind of get, which has been a wonderful opportunity to make friends, to see the country, see a little bit of Canada, just kind of go all over the place.
Well, let me ask you, bowling to me has always seemed like a very all American, kind of sport, and very traditional and
Blue collar, kind of working class.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Do the gay bowling leagues do they encounter much prejudice towards them from other quote unquote straight leagues?
My experience has been very positive in that regard. We really haven't.
That's great.
We are a love all, serve all organization.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's a little bit of a different vibe than the
Traditional leagues?
your typical league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're a little bit more camp, as you'd imagine. And if you're
That's a good thing in my book.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say probably about 20-something% of the league is straight people. Could be friends of gay bowlers within the league. It could be just relatives, friends, allies.
People who just want to bowl with another
Precisely.
league.
As the old crude expression, the bowling alley bum, if you will, the one that bowls 6 leagues a week there and just wants to bowl.
They just want to bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't care who they're bowling with.
With whom they bowl, they do not care, and they have a good sense of humor about it. I mean, and we've had a couple of friends who have bowled in that league, and it's just good, campy fun, and the bowling pins don't care who you are; they hate you equally. It's like, bro, I'm not falling for you. What are you talking about? But yeah, we bowl at Farmingdale Lanes now. It's a locally owned center off of Conklin.
What nights do you bowl?
Monday night is the Monday Night Foreplay League.
Oh, that makes sense since it's Monday Night Foreplay.
Yes.
And it's Monday night.
There will be a quiz later, dear.
I won't pass it. I'm a blonde.
I was going to say,
I'm a blonde. What can I say?
You've been huffing too much peroxide.
Monday Night Foreplay. Oh, what night do they play? Do they bowl? Oh, Monday night. Oh.
At least you're pretty.
That's true.
Sorry, Greg. I can just hear him sitting home. I'm the pretty one.
Yes. Danny's referring to our good friend Greg Barbera,
Yes.
who we sing with in the Long Island Gay Men's
we do.
chorus, and that's actually how you and I really
That's how we met. Yeah.
met and bonded and became such good friends was
Yes.
through the Long Island Gay Men's chorus. And what prompted you to want to join the chorus?
Well, first of all,
Besides wanting to sing with me.
that was just a bonus, but
Yes,
it
I
took
know.
about a year and a half. Again, year and a half.
Year and a
It's
half.
gonna speak.
That's your trend.
Yeah, guy I bowled with actually really worked on me for a long time. Bill McCarthy, one of the bases in the chorus.
Another
and he's
good friend of ours.
and a board member, and just who's organizing an event I'll talk about in a little bit. Bill, I guess, if I recall, he heard me sing at karaoke. I could actually carry a tune in the bucket. Mind you, I couldn't read music.
Oh, I can barely read
I can
read
kind
music
of
myself.
follow along where it's
Yeah,
going.
I know
but
when the notes go up and down, and I know what a rest is, but that's about it. Don't ask me what an E flat is or anything like that.
Yes, I know the Barbra Streisand arrangement of Jingle Bells is rough. You got a little sense of that last night.
Yes,
but
I heard you.
but
No, you'll be fine.
yeah, just got to remember it's Barbara. So,
Yes.
So year and a half he worked on me. So I was, you should join. I, again, finally took the plunge. I went to the Dennison building, and we finally found my place there, and it was a nice group of people there, kind of got me in, and then Jeanette, our wonderful artistic director
Yes.
and conductor and herder of gay men.
The Wrangler.
Oh my gosh, she has a sixth sense for keeping
Yes.
a rowdy room of lovable gay men in
Under
line.
control. Yes.
Reasonably.
Yeah, reasonably.
As best she can do. I mean, it's like herding cats.
Yes.
But with sequins.
Yes, cats with sequins. I love it.
But, so she says, oh, nice to meet you. How are you? You sound like a 10 or 2. Go pick up the book. And the first song we're singing was Little Drummer Boy, the Bing Crosby, David Bowie arrangement, of which I'm a Bowie freak. So that was kind of a little bit of the universe giving me a little wink there, saying,
Yes.
yeah, you're in the right place. And of course, then I proceed to, not knowing that it's a 4-part chorus and that there's very specific parts you sing, I just went crashing through trying to sing it like David Bowie on the record. And it's like,
Nope.
no.
Yes, choral music is quite different than
Oh, I learned that, yeah.
most pop music.
Yes.
Especially when we're try to modify a quote-unquote pop song into a choral arrangement.
And that's always the trick, too,
Yes.
with our piano, bass, drums arrangement, accompaniment. You really have to be very smart in the songs you pick, because
Yes.
there are some great songs that with all the bells and whistles sound fantastic, but then you strip it down, it's like,
Yeah,
I feel like I'm missing
not,
something.
Not so great. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then some songs are revelations when you just strip them down and really have some fun. But so I quickly learned the ropes and quickly
Yes,
got
you
involved.
did.
Because
Yes, you
I started
did.
writing press releases, again, going back to my communications work. I started,
Yes.
which is one of the cool things about the chorus, I'll say as a sidebar, is that everybody brings their respect. It's a really hands-on organization, working board, where people bring their talents to the table and say, well, one of our founding members, Mike Conley, is very talented
Graphic designer.
so he
Yes.
makes our flyers and
Yes.
things like that.
And also Greg Barbera's
Barbera's a whiz with that sort too, and
the Gay Bill,
yes, a hell of a cook.
hell of a cook.
And I do communications for a living,
Yes.
so I did the press releases and started pitching stories to people. And that,
Yes, you've done great press releases for the concerts and the cabarets.
I got more to do tonight.
Good.
But,
Keep working.
I've just resolved there will be no sleep tonight. So
Yes. Well, I remember, when you first joined, and I remember hearing you sing at the very first cabaret, and I think, didn't you do...
Friends by
Friends.
Elton John,
And-
it was a movie cabaret. My rationale was here's
Yes.
a good song from a really lousy movie,
Yes.
because
And didn't you do Life on Mars? No,
Starman.
Starman, David Bowie, yes.
Yes, Starman from Bowie,
Yes.
Which was in what the hell was that in? I can't even remember. The Martian, I think it was.
Could have been.
Oh God, it was in.
But I knew after I heard you sing Elton John, I was like, you and I have to do Elton John and Kiki D.
Oh, yes.
Don't Go Breaking My Heart. So
There was a drag cabaret that
Yes.
came later, and I borrowed Greg Barbera's kind of 1974 spec Elton John
Yes, that
feathered contraption
feathered
that lit up.
jacket that he made.
I was molting more than
Yes.
any of the queens there. It was really fantastic. Even as Ivy Stoll leaps up onto a table, and we're
Yes.
just sitting there saying, "Please don't die, please don't die, please don't die." She landed on her feet.
Yes, she always does.
Miracles. She leapt onto the onto one of the VFW hall tables, and we're like, "Oh boy, I think we're about to go see a drag queen down here."
No,
she
never.
landed beautifully.
Never. And then we followed that up with George Michael and Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
Knew You Were Waiting for Me. And we did that.
I think we did okay. I mean, my
Yes.
problem was that I'm not a big fan of singing to tape because it's
to a backing track.
Yeah, I think I find it.
I'm so used to it now.
I oversing, and then it's like by the end of the song, I
you
kind
were
of
fine.
sound like this.
You were fine. You were terrific.
Well, I felt like that. It's like I
You were
kind of felt like I
terrific.
was shriveling up.
And now we're going to be following that up with Suddenly Seymour from Little Shop
That
of
seems to be the
Horrors.
plan.
I think it is. It is the plan.
Yes, because that actually is a neat segue to one of the events we're doing. We
Yes.
have on the 25th. I want to say the 25th of October.
October. It's a Friday.
Friday night.
October 25th,
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
At the Sayville VFW Hall. I think it's 400
400
Lakeland
Lakeland Ave.
in Sayville, right off the highway, very conveniently located. Mm-hmm. And for those of you looking for a Friday night libation, the guys at the VFW Hall, they pour a mighty stiff drink.
Yes, they do.
And it's reasonably priced.
I usually don't imbibe because I'm
Oh, yeah.
singing and performing, and usually
Yeah.
I have to drive myself home.
Oh, yeah.
Last thing I ever want to do is get stopped by a police officer whilst in drag.
Oh, dear.
But I do this. But yes, and that's going to be a little haunting a lot of Broadway
Correct.
cabaret.
Yes, so it's one of our major fundraising efforts that we do about twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
First, one in the springtime is typically a drag show.
Mm-hmm.
This one, and around the autumn, it is a thematic
Cabaret.
not a drag cabaret. No, it's a thematic cabaret.
Well, there will be
with some drag queens.
There will be a little drag because
Yeah.
I'm going to be performing. So I'm coming back
Right.
as a chorus alumni to
that's
help out.
Really, one of the great things that we had because it's a volunteer organization, and life happens. People get jobs. People have to move away. They have to deal with life on life's terms. But we're
Correct.
really lucky to have some great folks who had to stand down for this season. Who are going to be coming back, making kind of special guest spots, and some recent chorus alumni,
Yes.
including Miss Home Perm,
Yes.
I think a couple others. It'll be really great to see.
And I'm actually helping you out on Sunday.
Yes, you are. Speaking of this, it's a very busy month for us. I mean,
Yes.
let's say booked and blessed and beat.
I know that feeling.
So, yeah, on Sunday, we will have the good fortune of being singing at the Long Island Gay and Lesbian Film Festival at the fabulous Cinema Arts Center in Huntington.
Yes.
It's just a wonderful facility that really highlights the big movies and also some really kind of cool independent film that doesn't really get the spotlight that it once had, and it's just kind of a cultural anchor in the village of Huntington.
Yes.
The surrounding area is really fantastic.
The chorus, I mean, we've been performing at the Gay and Lesbian Film Festival for
a long time.
Years.
That was my first performance with the chorus. I remember there was our rehearsal room, as I recall, was quite warm.
Oh, was that the one when we had
went upstairs
to that little office?
Yes, it was quite warm in there.
Yes, it's almost like a little maze.
Yes, we
trying to get up there.
Navigated our way up to this place. We've set up the piano, and during the traversing up there and singing up there, I completely became a sweaty mess. As I turned around, I apparently went right.
See, that's why I don't want you to do drag. You're already too much of a sweater.
I was going to say the mascara just like running down my face and be like, it's going to be
so
a
it has to be waterproof.
I know, it'll be a horror show no matter what you do. And then that was the day I was taught what dear Ben Saylor said, it's the Southern secret. Oh, honey, just wear an undershirt. Sorry, Ben. But I've become a big proponent of undershirts thereafter. But yeah, we did 2 songs and maybe a couple songs. I know the film we're kind of circling around there is Gay Chorus Deep South. And
that's on before
the program. There's more film afterwards.
And after us is the racier one.
Oh, yes, I heard it was like some sort of like...
all male, all nude Johnsons. It's a sequel, actually.
Sorry, I had to slip that in.
Yes. Danny loves Charles Nelson Riley.
Yes, I'm a game show nerd.
So at some point, I'm going to have him do a Charles Nelson Riley impersonation.
Oh, God, yeah. I'll have to work on that a little bit. So the 6th, we have the Long Island Gay and Lesbian Film Festival. I think we're going on around 7:30.
7:30.
Yeah, we have a 7 o'clock call so we can get prepped.
Calls.
But we'll 7:30 thereabouts.
Yes.
And then... the 12th, I would imagine some of us will be swinging down to New Bar for karaoke, just because that's always a fun time.
And the holiday concerts this year,
yes.
When are they going to be taking place? I know, but I'll let you tell everyone
we have
who's listening.
The 13th of December at the Cathedral of the Incarnation in Garden City, an absolutely beautiful
location,
beautiful facility. You will be you will be entertained and enthralled by just the detail work in the building. It's just an absolutely amazing place.
Beautiful place to perform and sing in.
And the seat of the Episcopal Church in Nassau County is just really, they've been great allies to us. And also on the 14th of December, we'll be singing at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in Stony Brook. 8 o'clock showtime, both performances. And there's one other run out we're doing. So you have the 6th at the film festival. The 12th will be karaoke. The 21st of October, we'll be singing at Port Jefferson. They'll also be showing, to accompany a showing of Gay Chorus Deep South. And our president, Bradley Meek, will be on a panel after that to kind of discuss, life.
Nice.
And then the 25th is the cabaret. So we are a bunch of busy little duckies.
Yes. And where can everyone find the Long Island Gay Men's Chorus?
You always look us up on Facebook, and also you can find us at ligmc.org. And we have a myriad of ways you can get in touch with us. We're pretty good on the Facebook. Email us. Lots of ways to get a hold of us. It's
Absolutely.
And it's just been one of the really great things I had the blessing of doing in my life. I know probably something a lot of gay folks have trouble doing is I was lucky. The coming out process was not that bad for me. I had some good breaks there, and it went well. Once I was out, finding my place in the community, that was the challenge.
Correct.
And really, the Gay Men's Chorus has been a group of guys who have loved me and supported me no matter what, even when I wasn't being so good to myself. So they have taken very good care of me, and I'm forever in their debt.
Even though I'm not a regular performing member, I still support you.
Yeah, thank you.
And I will always support you.
Oh, bless you. And it's good to have you back. I mean, I've been having a lot of fun watching you spread your wings, but it'd be nice to have you back as alumni. alumni, however you
want to
special
call
good
it.
stuff.
And we also have to remind people, Tuesday, November 5th, they need to get out and vote.
And also remember, you have, starting October 26th through the 3rd of November, you have opportunities to participate in early voting. So if November 5th isn't working out in your schedule, you have even less of an excuse to avoid the ballot box.
The best way to take control of
what's going on. Exactly.
Right here in whether you're in Nassau County, Suffolk County, well, wherever you are.
Pick up your local newspapers, find your local League of Women Voters organization. They do fabulous events and voter education efforts. Find a Meet the Candidates night. The League of Women Voters does really great Meet the Candidates nights. That's a great starting point. If you I don't know who the hell I'm voting for or why I should vote for them, pick up your local newspapers. They're doing lots of stories right now.
Correct.
And they need the support in any case.
Yes.
Support local journalism. Support and research through the League of Women Voters. Just get past the noise and just really drill down, find out where these people stand, and make an informed decision. But
get out there and vote. Well, Danny, unfortunately, we're almost at the end of my show. Can you believe it?
That's the fastest 30 minutes of my
right?
life.
It flies. You just can't believe it. So
Indeed.
I want to thank you so much for coming on the show with me tonight.
I want to thank you for having us.
I had such a wonderful time having this little discussion with you. So if you've been listening, thank you all so much. Again, this is Talking Toni on Rudy Radio, powered by Strong Island Entertainment. So I want to thank you all for joining us and listening in. And I will be back in another 2 weeks. Same time, same station.
Different wig.
Well, maybe. Thank you all and have a great night.
Twilly-dilly-dee, 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 tweet, 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 tweet.
She talks to the people all night long, chatting and a gabbing and a singing her song. All the divas down on Rainbow Street love to hear Toni go tweet, tweet, tweet. Talking Toni.
Tweet, tweet,
Talking Toni.
tweet, twilly-dee.
Oh, Talking Toni gonna talk tonight.